Again, we are pleased to be joined in studio by none other than Andy King, who is the director of the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, and Dr. Dena Robbins, who is a YEP educator. And Andy, thank you for joining us, Doctor. Thank you
for having me.
Good to have you. As we are here now, and the Obama presidency is in full effect, as we could say, President-elect Barack Obama really getting set to take office. I want to talk from the perspective of what do you think that kind of influence of having in an Obama White House will have on our community at large?
I think it's going to have a very positive effect on our community. The young people in the program who were fortunate to be a part of making history. Let me just back up just a little bit. I was in Philadelphia as one of the leads for SEIU, 1199 SEIU, for Obama's campaign. And what we did, we brought the young people down to be a part of making history. They were in the process of knocking on doors, talking to people, persuading them to vote Democrat, to vote for Senator Barack Obama. So the impact right there started there because the message of change resonates with young people, and the experiences that they had in the city of Philadelphia, they brought it back home to be change agents for their community. That's how it's going to have effect on the young people and affecting our communities today.
Talk to us a little bit about that, because first of all, you've got young people involved in the political process, and from your program's perspective, why engage them in that kind of way?
Why engage them in that kind of way?
Why engage them?
In order to have effective change, in order to produce real leadership, you have to be involved. You have to know what's going on. So often our young people in our communities are disengaged. Even our parents are disengaged from the political process. So if you're disengaged, you have no interest in what's happening, what's going on, but when decisions are being made about your quality of life, you're not a part of that decision-making process. Starting them at an early age to be engaged in their communities lays the foundation for true leadership in the future that can be translated and passed, and the torch being passed on day to day.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what he says, because even now, let's look at the Obama campaign. I was at a public place, and someone that was 50 years old, it was the first time that they voted. So here you have children, you know, who can't vote at this time, but some of them will be voting 4 years from now, you see?
Right.
So he already laid the groundwork for them to become involved in the next election. Very bright.
Right. And I want to talk to you about the Youth Empowerment Program, because what is the overall mission for the program? Talk to us about who's involved in the mission.
Well, the mission is building mind, body, and community. Building their minds is being able to educate them about how to learn about themselves, learn about their peers, learn about how to deal with their parents, learn to deal with education, learn to deal with law enforcement, learn to deal with authority figures. And once they're able to do that, they're able to make real decisions, positive decisions, so they don't have to pay consequences. That's the main core of the mission, to provide leadership skills for these young people. And I just want to say to many of the viewers and perspectives, I just wanted to welcome, I know you mentioned Dr. Dena Robbins. She joined on this year, and I just want to thank her for the hard work that she's done for being a new educator for the Youth Empowerment Program while we were out on the Obama campaign. She held it down, and I applaud her, and the young people are really excited about what she brings to the table. So thank you.
You're welcome, no problem. I'm enjoying it. I just retired from the board after 30 years. I'm a teacher of biology and general science, and I was an assistant principal of the same subjects as well as music and art. And, you know, you're always a teacher. Once a teacher, always a teacher. So now I get a chance to do it just truly for the love of it. You know, I go out and I teach them, like, the first few things were about the election. You know, how to become a president, what are the requirements for being a president, what about the Electoral College. So those were some of the things they were exposed to, and the history of voting in America, you know, how it wasn't for everyone at one point, and why it's really important that now we do have the vote.
Well, talk to me about this. How are you able to impact young people as an educator in a way that you might not have been able to impact them as far as the school system? Because I know that there's an opportunity for you to do some different things.
Yeah. Well, in the school system, you know, it's all based on grades and everything, but out here it's based on the love of learning. They come because they want to. It's not mandatory. They come, they ask their parents, they show up. They could be doing anything else. They could be on the street, getting into all types of mischief. But they put aside the time between 5:30 and 7 or every Tuesday to come out and to learn about different things, conflict resolution, a lot of stuff that you might learn in a real school, a regular school, but this is after school and there's no pressure. So it's great.
Yeah, she hit the nail on the head. being able to be in a relaxed environment, you know, that you're able to express yourself. The reason we started, I started the program 3 years ago, actually we're going into our 4th year, is because working in the school system, being a part of an after-school program, I saw a need for our young people to be able really to express themselves and the things that they're, the day schedule for the schools, they have certain guidelines and criteria they have to meet. But in the process of doing that, sometimes, you know, Johnny or Malik or Sarah might get lost somewhere because they got some other things going on that won't allow them to learn at the present time. So what we attempt to do is help them address those issues within themselves. So when it's time to walk in that classroom at 9 o'clock in the morning, all that stuff has been taken care of, and they can focus on their math, they can focus on social studies, they can focus on science without worrying about what's going on in their home or what's going on inside themselves or what other issues that they're having that may prevent them from learning.
All right. Give us, if you will, what are some of the success stories that you feel you've been able to accomplish through yet?
What pleases me so, we have a young lady who graduated from the program. She was our secretary, very bright young lady. She's attending St. John's right now. Mm-hmm. She graduated. She received a scholarship from the East of Laconia. And we're very proud that her and her sister are doing very good at St. John's University. We have another gentleman by the name of Walter Morgan who graduated, who is a B+ student and is into communications and video at Baruch College. So we do have a few success stories. You know, even if you reach out and service 25 young people, if you get 13 to do the right thing, you know, it's just a numbers game. You know, not everybody that you reach out to will be an A student. But we've had a number of young people that I've seen go from, you know, my mother used to call us hickenut heads when we were young, but they got their heads on straight now, and they're out of trouble, and they're in school, and they're focusing, and they're acting like productive young ladies and gentlemen.
And I've been with the young people. Been hanging and talking. You know, we speak about a variety of things, like current topics, some very serious topics, such as pork barrel spending and things like that. They were told to watch the debates between the vice presidents, vice presidential candidates, that's Biden and Palin, and, you know, those things. And we talked about the Electoral College and how that works and how you might win the popular vote. We saw videos that corresponded to that as well, and it discussed, you know, how this country was built and the 3 branches of the government, judicial, legislative, etc. All that stuff. So they have to know how this country works, so they can know, and they have to also know that when the Constitution was written, it wasn't written for people of color, and all the information about slavery and all that, the amendments and all those things that had to come in to change that. You know, Voting Rights Acts, they were taught all of that. Civil rights, everything.